with no easy access to water, having a simple wash can be a challenge for homeless communities. And that is all going to change in Claremont, Muizenberg and Mitchell's Plain. A new collaboration initiative by Urban Art NGO Baz-Art hopes to bring a solution with a mobile wash facility. Ajay Paul, who's the co-founder and CEO of Viva Agua, joins us now to talk more about this. Thank you so much for your time this morning, Ajay. Tell us a little bit about the initiative. I've mentioned in my intro very briefly that there is a challenge in terms of access, but generally some of the major reasons that you saw it fit to create this mobile facility.
Good morning. I think anybody who's a long-term resident or a visitor to Cape Town will realize the high levels of inequality that exist here. It's one of the most unequal societies in the world. And after the COVID, the number of homeless has skyrocketed. So it's estimated that there's anything over 14,500 homeless people. The exact numbers are not known. It's likely to be more. And the city of Cape Town is spending around 750 million rand per year dealing with homelessness. Now, what it does is that 45% of that money is actually spent on punitive measures. That's to deal with incarceration, bylaw infringement, antisocial behavior, and stuff like this. And what we think the approach to this is to move the money that the city is spending on punitive measures to social development measures. So long-term and sustainable pathways out of homelessness for people. And one of the big issues that homeless people face living on the street is access to water, sanitation, the ability to take a shower, the ability to use a safe sanitary facility, and the ability simply to wash your hands. And it's such a large unmet need that we are looking at the situation, and in consultation with other actors, other NPOs, other social development organizations, decided that it would be good to try and address that need amongst the homeless.
Yeah, I mean, Ajay, you're speaking here about some of the basic needs that even us, as maybe you would say privileged people, tend to ignore. And we don't necessarily pay to mind in terms of just the daily realities that are faced by homeless people. How exactly would it work? I mean, it's known to be a mobile wash facility, but how then does it then play itself out when it comes to the homeless community as well as their utilization thereof?
You see, when we started off, we knew that there was large unmet need, but what that facility should actually look like and how it should service people, we didn't know, and we didn't pretend that we knew. We didn't want to create a top-down design that then, you know, it looks good and is visible, etc., but doesn't actually meet people's needs. So what we did in collaboration with a number of organizations is to go out and talk to lots and lots of homeless people to find out what their lived reality was on the streets, and then to take a bottom-up approach to the design of the facility. So what the facility is going to be is try and address the diverse need of these communities, because it's not a homogeneous community. The needs of people living in Muizenberg are different to the needs in Claremont and in Mitchell's Plain. And that design process is still going on with really very vital input from homeless people themselves. And as part of that, what they've done is that they've created these beautiful art and basically storytelling of their lived experience, which we'll be doing a public display of for people to become more aware of the issues that they face. And our next step at the moment, working with a design and engineering company, we're trying to design a facility that meets these needs.
Right. Just a final thought from you, Ajay, in terms of conversations that you are having with local authorities. You did say that you've partnered with NGOs and the like, but are there conversations in terms of creating this on a grander scale and using local authorities to do that?
Hey, that's a great question because, the inputs of social development organizations like us can only go so far. The scale of the needs is so big. And I mentioned before that the city spends 750 million rand per year dealing with homelessness. What we're trying to show is that we can provide a cost-effective solution, and if we can show the city that this is a way of dealing with homelessness without increasing the overall budget, perhaps we can encourage them to move from punitive measures to more social development measures. That's our intention. We intend for this to be a pilot as a way of charting a way forward for dealing with these chronic issues faced by cities like Cape Town.